What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ReCoop. I'm your host, Cooper Daniels, and today is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. It's a celebratory day. We're all celebrating. Oh, Gary! Gary was the deciding vote in the approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF. Look at you, Gary, doing big things. Warning investors not to FOMO. Good financial advice. So we get all our financial advice from sweet Uncle Gary. What's going on, everybody? How are you doing? I got my Bitcoin cup. Today's a Bitcoin kind of day. I'm not sure how the price is doing. I saw that it was pushing back down, but who knows if it's bounced. It's going to bounce all around. Bounce, bounce, bounce. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. Couple of announcements. Folks, after this show at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be joining Kevin from Algo Foundry. It'll be, our fourth weekly Algo Foundry Talks. And I don't even know who we're talking to today, but there's a lot to talk about. So make sure you join us over there on X at the Algo Foundry account. Shout out to Algo Foundry and Messina Bridge and mALGO, a wonderful Algorand liquid governance option, friend of the show. And then tomorrow we'll be doubling down. We'll have Jonty K, I believe, and Kevin live on the ReCoop. And then we'll really break down mALGO and what the benefits of that are. And why you would want to consider them when governance for Algorand closes on Monday. All right. So we'll do that. And then after the show tomorrow, at the same time as the space today at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll be co-hosting alongside, well, who knows, Abdul, I hope. Abdul from GORA NETWORK and D13 from Algorand Land. The man, the myth, the legend, D13 will be on the space with me. And we'll be talking GORA. We'll be talking ReCoop. We'll be talking all types of good things, I'm sure. Every time I meet up or talk with D13, I have lots of questions and he has great answers. So I'm excited for that one as well. Make sure you tune in. So today, after the show, Algo Foundry. Tomorrow, during the show, Jonty K and Kevin. And then after the show, I'll be hanging out with GORA. All right? Cool. So how's everybody doing in the chat? Is anybody here? Is anybody out there? Evening, Coop and Coop fans. What's going on, Mort? How you doing, my man? Good to see you. Evening. What's up, Animal Style? How are you doing? Streaming on the big screen today. Oh, man. Look at me. Look at me. Here I am. Here I am. Nice and big. Hello, fellow troopers. Gov is in the building. Gov is in the building. Thanks for showing up, my friend. Cinematic Coop. That's right. BISO for life. .algo. Coop is for the people, and that is indeed true. It is indeed for the people. And not necessarily me, my friends. All right, Bitcoin BMW. Hola, y'all. What's up, Bitcoin BMW? Nice to see you in here. And GM, fellow Coop enjoyers. What's up, Cap Hits? That's it. 47,000 seems to be a sticking point, Mort says. And does anyone know what's up with those shoes? It seems people keep rugging our community with no recourse. Right? Doesn't it seem like that? It does seem like that, Bitcoin BMW. It also seems like you got a nice car and a nice stack of Bitcoin. So no shoes, but Bitcoin and a BMW, you win, my friend. I keep on saying my friend today. Today, I'm saying my friend. Oh, man, it's been a rough 12 hour or 24 hours. Nah, not 24. It's been a rough, what time is it? 13 hours. About a rough 13 hours. But I'm going to rally and I'm going to keep it going. So, yeah, folks. So I don't know about the shoes, man. The shoes, I mean, nobody's getting shoes. We're all shoeless. Next Gen's rug to the Algorand community, and I think that the Algorand Foundation dropped the ball. They pumped the hell out of it, and then they just ghosted it. Every time something goes wrong for the Algorand Foundation, they just ignore it. So that's just what they do. We have to expect nothing less. I'm sure that they're disappointed in next gens too. They're disappointed in how Jess handled it. So they got rid of Jess, or Jess got rid of herself. I don't really know how that went. And now they just want to move on. They don't want to think about it anymore. They've got Lehman Baird to worry about. Well, look at that. That was exciting. And we got Anthony Scaramucci back in the Algorand picture. It's all gravy, baby. No shoes, but we got the mooch. No shoes, but we got the mooch, folks. Hedera and Algo hookup sounds like a good start. Right on cue, Mort. That's absolutely true. All right. So why don't we just dive into and then we also have the CPI came out today, and that came in hot. So we'll look at that. We'll definitely be looking at that on CNBC and potentially Bloomberg. And then we're going to scroll through a couple of the news sites, see what's going on. But I think it's appropriate to start today's show on Bitcoin Spot ETF with a little Bitcoin Spot ETF news, right? Let's kind of recap a bit about what happened, how Gary reacted, and how the market currently is reacting. So let's dive in there. First, let's look at Gary's comments about approving the Bitcoin Spot ETF. Oh, Gary. Ba-do-do-do. All right. So let's go over here, and we're sharing it. It's all gravy. Gravy too. It's all gravy and my friend. These are things that I do not say. You can tell I'm a little out of sorts this morning. All right. Gary Gensler's statement on Bitcoin ETF approvals. There he is. Look at that guy. Number go up in the background. That's pretty funny. Look at this dude's face. All right. No. Why is that there? Okay. Okay, my God, it's so annoying. Okay, I have often said that the commission acts within the law and how the court interprets the law. Beginning under Chair Jay Clayton in 2018 and through March 2023, the commission disapproved more than 20 exchange rule filings for spot Bitcoin ETPs. One of those filings made by Grayscale contemplated the conversion of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into an ETP. We are now faced with a new set of filings similar to those we have disapproved in the past. Circumstances, however, have changed. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia held that the commission failed to adequately explain its reasoning in disapproving the listing and trading of Grayscale's proposed ETP. The court therefore vacated the Grayscale order and remanded the matter to the commission. Based on these circumstances and those discussed more fully in the approval order, I feel the most sustainable path forward is to approve the listing and let these fuckers have what they want and trading of these spot Bitcoin ETP shares. The commission evaluates any rule filing by a national securities exchange based upon whether it's consistent with the Exchange Act and regulations thereunder, including blah, blah, blah. The commission is merit neutral and does not take a view on particular companies, investments, or the assets underlying an ETP. If the issuer of a security and the listing exchange comply with the Securities Act, the Exchange Act, and the commission's rules, that issuer must be provided the same access to our regulated markets as anyone else. Importantly, today's commission action is cabined to ETPs holding one non-security commodity, Bitcoin. It should in no way signal the commission's willingness to approve listing standards for crypto asset securities. Okay. So with that line, we can say with high conviction that the only other one that they would even possibly consider is Ethereum. And we know Gary doesn't want to say whether Ethereum is a security, a crypto asset security, or a commodity. Otherwise, I guess XRP got a favorable court ruling, but things like Solana, Algorand, and a lot of others. I mean, DOT, by the way, maybe that's why DOT's been pumping so much. They haven't gotten labeled as a crypto asset security. But anyways, nor does the approval signal anything about the commission's views as to the status of other crypto assets under the federal securities laws or about the current state of non-compliance of certain crypto asset market participants with the federal securities laws. As I've said in the past, and without prejudging any one crypto asset, the vast majority of crypto assets are investment contracts and thus subject to the federal securities laws. Investors today can already buy and sell or otherwise gain exposure to Bitcoin at a number of brokerage houses, through mutual funds, on national securities exchanges, through peer-to-peer payment apps, on non-compliant crypto trading platforms, and of course through the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Today's action will include certain protections for investors. First, sponsors of Bitcoin ETPs will be required to provide full, fair, and truthful disclosure about the products. Investors in any Bitcoin ETP that is listed and traded will benefit from the disclosure included in public registration statements and will be also under the surveillance of the United States government and required, just kidding, I added that part, and required periodic filings. While these disclosures are required, it is important to note that today's action does not endorse and disclose ETP arrangements such as custody arrangements. Second, these products will be listed and traded on registered. Okay, we don't need to read this whole fucking thing. Further, existing rules and standards of conduct will apply to the purchase and sale of ETPs. Third, commission staff is separately completing the review of registration statements for 10 spot Bitcoin ETPs simultaneously, which will help create a level playing field for issuers and promote fairness and competition, benefiting investors in the broader market. Since 2004, this agency has had experience overseeing spot non-security commodity ETPs, such as those holding certain precious metals. That experience will be valuable in oversight of the spot Bitcoin ETP trading. Though we're merit neutral, sure you are, buddy, I'd note that the underlying assets in the metals ETPs have consumer and industrial uses, while in contrast, Bitcoin is primarily a speculative, volatile asset that's also used for illicit activity, including ransomware, money laundering, sanction evasion, and terrorist financing. While we approved the listing and trading of certain spot Bitcoin ETP shares today, we did not approve or endorse Bitcoin. Investors should remain cautious about the myriad risks associated with Bitcoin and products whose value is tied to crypto. Okay. Not exactly a ringing endorsement. Hester Pierce, who is also on the SEC Commission, had a response to that. Today's order does not undo the many harms created by the disparate treatment of spot Bitcoin products. First, our arbitrary and capricious treatment of applications in this area will continue to harm our reputation far beyond crypto. Diminished trust from the public will inhibit our ability to regulate markets effectively. This saga will taint future interactions between the industry and our staff and will dampen the rich, informative dialogue that best protects investors. Second, our disproportionate attention on these filings has diverted limited staff resources away from other mission-critical work. Over 10 years, likely millions of dollars of staff time has gone toward blocking these applications. Third, our actions here have muddied people's understanding of what the SEC's role is. Congress did not authorize us to tell people whether a particular investment is right for them, but we have abused administrative procedures to withhold investments that we do not like from the public. Fourth, by failing to follow our normal standards and processes and considering Bitcoin spot ETFs, we have created an artificial frenzy around them. Had these products come to market in the way other comparable products typically have, we would have avoided the circus atmosphere in which we find ourselves now. Fifth, we have alienated a generation of product innovators within our space. Our unreasonable approach to these applications is signaled that regulatory prejudice against new products and services can lead us to sidestep the law and unreasonably delay product launches. The industry has logged hundreds of meetings, has filed submissions, withdrawals, and amendments, and it ultimately had to resort to a costly legal battle to get us to today. Although this is a time for reflection, it is also a time for celebration. I'm not celebrating Bitcoin or Bitcoin-related products. What one regulator thinks about Bitcoin is irrelevant. I am celebrating the right of American investors to express their thoughts on Bitcoin by buying and selling spot Bitcoin ETPs. And I'm celebrating the perseverance of market participants in trying to bring to market a product they think investors want. I commend applicants' decade-long persistence in the face of the commission's obstruction. God, she's pretty good, isn't she? She is pretty good. Hell yeah. Then, tweet from British Hodl. I'm hearing that large broker-dealers are refusing to sell their clients Bitcoin ETF products right now, even though the SEC and FINRA have approved it. They're being gatekeepers. Just heard from a manager with $1 billion under management with a BD that has over $1 trillion, and they cannot sell Bitcoin ETF products as the compliance department is refusing to allow traders to execute. I think right now, if you have a financial advisor, call them and request blah, blah, blah. Overall, this is amazingly bullish because it'll, Vanguard is not allowing it. Rep, those products don't align with our philosophies. Customer, well, my philosophy no longer aligns with you. That's funny. Truth. So, okay, a lot of these places are blocking people being able to buy it. They're at the very least putting very dramatic warnings all over the place. So the gatekeepers are not letting go of the gate. But Bitcoin can't stop, won't stop. Yesterday, when the Bitcoin spot ETF was approved, it was 15 days to the day that Hal Finney tweeted, running Bitcoin. This is a moment truly of celebration because of the industry becoming more and more mainstream. More people are going to understand it. More people are going to want to learn how to understand it. And more people are going to buy into it. Right now, I think a lot of people have been misled about all of the money going in. Oh, the 1 million, billion, 2 billion, whatever, blah, blah, blah. A lot of that is just being moved over. It is BlackRock meeting with its friends and, trying to create FOMO. What Gary is warning against. There's a big race because once people enter into a particular ETF, they usually don't leave. So right now, all of these spot Bitcoin ETF products are being led by people, and they are trying to get as many people as possible. That's why we see this race to the bottom for the fees, and that's why it's very, very difficult to find good information on what it actually means to have seed money and what it actually means for these billions of dollars that are supposed to be going in. Most of it, I'm sure, is rotation. And you see these people trying to discourage retail from buying these products because they don't want to see this pump. But over time, this is going to go away. It's going to take probably a month. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this shit, but I'm just saying, I bet you it takes time. Maybe it's pumping right now, and I'm talking out my ass. But I mean, pumping is from 46 to 48 isn't necessarily what we're thinking here, is it? No, we want to see $250,000 of Bitcoin. I think that's what we want to see. But in that move, we're going to see probably a bunch of liquidity moving from alts. Clearly, we're seeing the ETF, electronic fund transfer, ETF narrative is taking hold. And I'm doubtful. I think that they will delay that, as just like they delayed the Bitcoin spot ETF. I think that they will delay this commission with Gary Gensler, and those two Democrats will not allow an Ethereum spot ETF as soon as it's just, they're going to make it, if they have to because of the courts, just like this, then they will. But it's whatever they can do to delay it, they will do. But the market is a forward-looking thing, and they are looking now. They're bored with the Bitcoin spot ETF, and now they're looking at Ethereum. So if I had to guess, I would say that things like the soul killers, like Solana, mainly, that have been pumping AVAX, not the soul killers, the ETH killers, like Solana. And I don't know if anybody really considers AVAX an ETH killer. I guess they might. It's basically ETH, but with less people. So the transaction fees are low. But if AVAX ever tried to actually scale, I guess they have two chains. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not an authority on that crap. But whatever. Okay, so let's. There's that. So yeah, it's a good day, man. Let's go see what's going on in the mainstream media. We'll check out the crypto sites. We'll look at prices. Then we'll go to Vestige, and we'll have another conversation about everything. We'll discuss the cabal, and we'll move forward, folks. All right. So CNBC, what you got for me? So, like I said at the beginning of the show, CPI came in hot. I think that what's happening in the Red Sea and our supply chain is potentially going to be a big damper on these markets. Prices are going up. Well, prices went up in December. I think that's going to continue unless there's some, magic wand that this administration can wave in order to have a more favorable market. But we all know, I think, that Joe Biden is going to step down probably by March and say he's not running anymore. Gavin Newsom, which I've been saying for probably 2 years at this point, will probably step into that role. This probably will all take part once Donald Trump has been arrested. And then we'll have the weirdest Gavin Newsom Nikki Haley, Robert F. Kennedy, potentially Vivek Ramaswamy, clusterfuck over here in the United States. I'll bite my tongue on my opinion on all of that. Okay, so the Dow has corrected back towards, its fall has been is stopped. It's down only 111 points at this point. The S&P is down about 0.5%, and the Nasdaq is also down 0.5%. And then the Russell, old Russie, is down a percent and a third. The VIX is down. Let's see. iShares, BlackRock, Bitcoin ETFs begin trading on the U.S. exchanges. I think that's. I think it launched at 28, and last I looked, it was trading below 28. So let's look at this. Let's make sure you guys can see all this. Yeah, you can. Consumer prices rose 0.3% in December, higher than expected, pushing the annual rate to 3.4%. The consumer price index increased 0.3% in December and 3.4% from a year ago, compared with the respective estimates of 0.2% and 3.2%. Excluding volatile food and energy prices, the so-called core CPI also rose 0.3% and 3.9% from a year ago, compared with estimates of 0.3% and 3.8%. Much of the increase came due to rising shelter costs. That's what we need more of, is rising shelter costs. The category rose 0.5% for the month and accounted for more than half the core CPI increase. Wages adjusted for inflation posted a 0.2% gain on the month, while rising a modest 0.8% from a year ago. We don't need to read much more than that. Iran seized an oil tanker involved in U.S. dispute off the coast of Oman. The 10 years over 4. Bitcoin is just barely above 46, so it's definitely corrected down a bit from its, 48, almost 49 high. This is kind of what I was talking about. The Red Sea crisis could jeopardize inflation fight as shipping costs spike globally. The Red Sea crisis is having a global ripple effect on freight rates, with shipping costs between Asia and U.S. now spiking as well. JP Morgan told clients the fight against inflation could stall in the coming months if shipping costs push the price of goods higher. The ultimate economic impact of the Red Sea disruptions remains highly uncertain and will depend on how long the crisis lasts. I saw something, I don't know if it was Christopher Wray from the FBI, but he was talking about how Hezbollah has elements in the United States. They mentioned Iran, so war with Israel versus Iran and Lebanon, could get bad. Could get real bad. North Korea is threatening the hell out of South Korea. So the global outlook is bleak, folks. The global outlook is bleak. Ba-do-do-do. Ba-dee-dee-dee. Circle confidentially files for an IPO following banner year for crypto stocks. Circle says, what's up, man? We're not going to do that SPAC thing. We're just going traditional style. Circle, the issuer of the USDC stablecoin, announced on Thursday that it confidentially filed paperwork with the SEC for an IPO. The tech IPO market is mired in a 2-year drought, but 2023 was a big year for crypto stocks, with Coinbase soaring almost 400%. Circle had previously planned to go public via a SPAC, like I just mentioned, but that deal fell apart in late 2022. Not much more to read about that. Ten-year moves above 4.06 after the higher than expected December CPI. Talked about that. Okay. Bloomberg. U.S. inflation accelerates, tempering case for Fed rate cuts. The Fed rate cuts are not coming with inflation going up like that. So if you thought that we were going to get a rate cut, and I don't know, when is the next time? Is it March? I don't really know. It's definitely not happening, folks. It's just not going to happen unless shit starts breaking. And then if we get rate cuts from shit starts breaking, that's going to be brutal for everything. That means that it's out of control. We're at war or whatever, you know. It's just bad news. Terrible recession, yada, 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 yada. Hertz is like it's like Hertz is like, okay, you guys can have our EVs. We're going back to gas. Like, this is a pain in the ass. Getting these EVs fixed is too expensive. So funny seeing like on Twitter, you see like the Bloomberg guy, what's his name? Balanchunas. You see the Fox Business gal, Eleanor Charette or something, and they're all like kind of talking internet, you know, derp and shit like that. It's just funny. The institutions are coming, and they're gonna be fun aunts and uncles when they talk. Sort of like me. All right, stories for you. Coinbase reverses gains from landmark Bitcoin ETF approval. Gave it back. Citadel Securities has no competition for the Credit Suisse China. All right, enough of that. Let's get to crypto news. We'll get to prices, and then I'll check in on you guys, and then we'll go to Vestige. All right, Kathy Wood sees Bitcoin reaching 1.5 million by 2030 after ETF approval. I love you, Kathy. Bring it. Give it to me, sweetheart. I love you. Come on my show. Almost said something so inappropriate. Come on my show, Kathy, baby. Let's do it. Let's get that 1.5 million. Oh, baby. I would love Bitcoin to get 1.5 million. Give it. Bitcoin ETFs stir optimism, ambivalence, and dread among crypto stocks. What? It's funny. They make the asset class less of a scary concept to mainstream audiences, Bitcoin advocate Jameson Lopp says. Sponsored by Algorand. Algorand Foundation, blockchain for real world impact with Matthew Keller. Algorand's making a move. I like this move of making sure that they have a presence on these sites. It's good. Where people actually go and get their crypto news. There you go. You can be like Algorand Foundation, oh, sponsored, but okay, real world impact. Okay, impact. We like that. We like impact. Thank you for the impact. Grayscale claims bragging rights for first spot Bitcoin ETF to begin trading. All right, let's go to the block. Let's not go to this EOS shilling site, CoinDesk. Okay, Bitcoin is at 46.4. We're going to look at prices anyways. Sorry. There's the Phantom wallet when you go to the block. Solana, ETH, and XRP soar as spot Bitcoin ETFs lift entire crypto market. I'm not even touching on the absolute embarrassment that the SEC spot Bitcoin ETF was, the launch from the SEC. I mean, what a disaster. Their account gets hacked or whatever. And then the announcement on their website goes down. Like, just a complete and utter failure. Just shows how not ready for prime time these people are. Vanguard won't offer spot Bitcoin ETFs, says high volatility is bad for generating long-term returns. There you go. Let's read this. I don't know how updated this is. BlackRock Fidelity earn winners among 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs that have hit a total of 2.2 billion in trading volume so far. BlackRock and Fidelity are leading the pack of new spot Bitcoin ETFs that begin trading on Thursday with more than 958 million in trading volume between the two instruments in early trading. Some new Bitcoin ETFs had less than 10 million win trading volume, while Grayscale's product, which is a conversion, had about 1 billion. Okay, but that's because of the conversion. Like, what are we talking about here? Or I don't know what's going on. BlackRock and Fidelity spot Bitcoin ETFs got off to a hot start on Thursday. The two Wall Street juggernauts are leading the pack in early trading. As between the two of them, their new spot Bitcoin ETFs have seen more than 958 million in trading volume as of 11:10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday morning, according to Yahoo Finance. That could be different for Grayscale, which instead of being a new exchange-traded fund is a conversion of its flagship fund. Grayscale's ETF had about $1 billion in trading volume, but it's unclear how much of that could possibly be capital flowing out of the instrument. Well, oh, is that unclear? It's got to be most of it. They have the highest fee possible, and they have the shakiest history, even though they are the ones that ushered this in. ARK 21 shares ETF at 148 million of trading volume. Some other new spot Bitcoin ETFs that began trading, like those offered by Franklin Templeton and Valkyrie, registered volumes below 10 million. So ARK is in the building because Kathy is a good promoter. House Republicans want to know what's going on with the SEC and the false posts on X. So we know, we all know, all the news is this, all right? So in other news, well, I'll go back to, okay, let's just go at prices, and then I'll go to the folks in the chat. I'll catch up with you guys there. And then we'll talk Algorand, we'll go to Vestige, we'll do all that. Ethereum Classic is pumping 40%. Because what? Because it's proof of work, and people are like, oh, maybe they won't. Maybe Ethereum dies, and Ethereum Classic is the man. I mean, what's the narrative there? Greed is at 74, is ticked up. Bitcoin is up, but nothing like you would want. If you were excited about a huge God candle, certainly hasn't provided itself yet. Volume is very high at 61 billion. Volume for Ethereum is very high at 31 billion. Lots of Tether moving around. Solana at 1 Benji. 1 bill. Exactly. $100. Nope. $99.99. It just went on sale for $99.99. Your soul. All right. There you go. Nope. Back to 100. You guys lost the sale. All right. XRP is at 60 cents. Avalanche is up 11% over the last 24 hours. A lot of things are up over the last 24 hours. Polkadot, like I said, is doing well as well. It's up 14%, over $8. It's nice. Nice for me. And probably some of you. Chainlink at 15. Bitcoin Cash. Cares. Cosmos at 10.5. Near at 3.5. Lots of volume out there in these top 30. Filecoin is up. Hedera Hashgraph, who recently, Lehman Baird from Hedera Hashgraph and John Woods, the CTO of the Algorand Foundation, recently teaming up on an initiative, an open source initiative for private key retrieval. Talk about that in a second. Monero, not performing all that well. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision is not something that I support. Say what you want to say. It's up 8.5% over the last 24 hours, bouncing back a bit after correcting down. Algorand over 20, up 7.5% over the last 24 hours. A muted response, but high volume, 123 million for Algorand. It's not high about according to everything around it, but that volume is pretty high for Algorand. And it's been sitting at number 50 for a while now. How's gold and silver responding to the inflation? It must be going up, right? Nope. It's not. because rate cuts are looking less likely, and gold and silver would love rate cuts, I believe. But yeah, so we're looking at silver right now, 22 and a half, pretty much red across the board. If you take it all the way to a year, definitely dove. Definitely dove. Gold price is definitely better over the last 6 months and a year, but is also down 0.5%. All that conflict in the world that we talked about, if that occurs, which hopefully it doesn't, obviously, gold would perform well in those environments. You would think, right? That's what I would think. All right, let's check on the chat. How you guys doing? You guys okay? We okay? Are we okay? Swinner in the house. All right. Let's see. Kathy Wood. I don't think did you see, but by the way, I do want to say somebody just made the joke, Kathy ... Wood. I did see a picture of her as a young woman. She was very attractive, that Kathy. All right. Very cool. Taco, but Coop, you got to help Taco get Jaws to try his churro chips. Come on, Jaws. Coop is for the people. Cinematic. Hola. Yep. Does anyone know what's up with those shoes? Okay, we already talked about that. Sorry. Yep. Okay, this is all right. Good morning, troops. What's up, Taco? Cabal win. Cabal where? Cabal everywhere. Ice Age Trails. Good morning. Howdy, Taco. Taco is having some coffee. Coop, you got to help Taco get Jaws. Okay, we read that. Jaws love tacos. Who doesn't love tacos? Does anybody not love tacos? Just give me a break. Big D's on it. Sling them some chips. Me, hermano. Yeah, buddy. Love you, Dan. Thank you. John sent me a DM today after my post, and he's in. He's looking forward to reviewing our products. We're in this together. So we got John Allen Woods will be eating some churro chips. I'm sure he'll get a very nice care package from Taco Coin. They have a taco truck in Iowa. So if you're in Iowa, maybe reach out to them, find out where they are, and go check out their truck, eat some of their tacos. Tell me how they are. Coop, what's up, Django? Thanks for showing up. Hello, Zarmian. I don't think the ETF is in line with the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto's. I don't know. I mean, probably not. But yesterday's show, I did read Hal Finney's. I actually canceled it out. We can't look at it again. But Hal Finney's idea that Bitcoin would just become a reserve currency basically for banks. And in the end, banks would be a scaling option for Bitcoin because Bitcoin can't actually scale for the entire world. So there is that. I'm eating some chocolate churro chips right now. Oh, those were good. Those chocolate churro chips were good. Not gonna lie about that. No way, Dave. Yeah. Okay. So more technically, it shouldn't affect BTC or the vision if it just keeps doing what it does. The ETF is a satellite investment to onboard institutions. I think that's true. And yeah, I mean, just as long as the fuckery stays at a minimum, these products are allowed to exist, and there isn't some games, there isn't conspiracy, there isn't like, oh, we're going to shut this down and give everybody cash and confiscate all the Bitcoin. Just as long as those games don't get played, then it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And just as long as they don't outlaw self-custody in the United States and we're allowed to own it ourselves, or we can use these products, just as long as they don't try to do some gold move that didn't work or prohibition that didn't work, stop being such busters, then it should be fine. Kathy Wood. Hell yeah. Okay. Hey, Coop. What's up, Swinner? Nice to see you. What's the Coop on the cabal? Swinner in the house. Look at the ARB volume. What's that about? I didn't actually look. Was it a lot? Let me look. Arbitrum. I know I'm not sharing, by the way. I'm just looking real quick to see what. Holy shit. That's crazy. Mort's onto something. He noticed that Arbitrum has got 2.5, 2.6 billion in volume in the last 24 hours. It's up 9% in that last 24 hours. That's pretty wild. That puts it above more than double Polygon, more than double Doge, almost double AVAX, almost double Cardano, right up there with XRP, and nobody It's right up there with XRP. So it would be so if we're looking at volume, it competes with Solana. Ethereum Classic actually has over $3 billion worth of volume. And then, yeah, there it is. And then FDUSD is also being traded a lot. All right, let's go back to Restream. All right. Okay, so let's go to Vestige and let's check that out. And we can talk a little bit about a hot topic that's been on Twitter, Polka Gold, and all that crap. All right, share this instead. Let's make sure you guys can see it. Let's not mess that up. I'm on the Coop coin price, but let's go out of that real quick. Okay, Polka Gold has been definitely correcting down. It's 26.5% down. Chips is sideways, but doing pretty good. It looks green over there on the right in the 7-day. So let's look at the 1-day charts on the right side there. So there was a huge increase in the 1-day. Then it came back down a bit. 7-day, it's a good climb. Polka Gold had a major sell-off at one point, and then it's corrected down. It's at 25 cents. I think it was yesterday. It was something like 31, 32. So that is down 24 in the last 24 hours, 26.5%. Somebody got some money. DFly had a massive dip as well and has been slowly correcting back up in the last day. I mean, I don't know if that's massive. It just looks massive. Vestige, the same thing. Look at that cup. Opal's up. Opal is up in the Opal is up 3.5%. It's up 2.5%. They just put out a roadmap. We can look at that if we have time. GORA is down 11% in the last 24 hours, but still above that benchmark of 25 cents. It's at 26.5 cents. Coop coin is relatively sideways, but it's got TVL of 200,000, a little bit over 200,000, over 3 cents. So it's feeling pretty good, doing pretty good. Decent volume numbers on it. Better than most things other than P Gold and Opal. And GORA, trails GORA as well. And Votecoin. Ludo, I didn't see Ludo in the chat today. He must be too busy trading Votecoin. Go Mint, it pushed down. It's down 22%. It had been pumping the past couple of days, and now it is down. Down, baby, down. Headline, looking to take back a penny. How's that team going? The volume is very low at 382 cents. Cosmic Gold from Cosmic Champs. Doing all right. Has some volume. It has some TVL. It's doing okay. And then Friends, Meta is down 34%. Somebody dumped their Meta. All right. Algo holding on to 20 cents the best that it can. Orange, of course, is in the red. Orange loves red. But that's the long game. If you're holding it, you're just going to hold it. It's an Algorand passion project where it is flooding the network with constant transactions and showing what the network is capable of. It revealed some of the hardware infrastructure issues with nodes being able to scale, yada, yada. But the actual blockchain is unaffected and is purring along as you would expect. Yieldly is up a bit. So there we go. Those are the ASAs. Look, folks, by the way, yesterday I half joked, half was serious that Polka Gold should send me P Gold and I would make the LP They're clearly not interested in that, and I understand why. All right. So I retract my offer to put myself in that mess. Just a reminder, folks, I am not Coop. Okay. I am Cooper. I am Devin. Spoiler alert. I actually am Devin. I don't know if you guys thought that was actually somebody different, but I am Devin. It's a comedy show to me. This has all been a joke to me from the beginning. And it is a community that has done anything with KoopCoin, and it will remain the community doing things with KoopCoin. So if, for example, Polka Gold said that they had people from the KoopCoin community reaching out and wanting to get a P Gold Coop LP or a pool together. And they reached out to me thinking I was the person to reach out to for that type of thing. And I am not the person to reach out to for that type of thing. So if you were looking to partner up with KoopCoin and to partner up with the rewards vault, then you reach out to the KoopCoin Twitter account, and that which I have no affiliation with. I have no ability to sign into that account. I have nothing. The only thing that I can do, which was actually against my will and I tried to avoid it, is be a signer on the multi-sig. But you can ask Fisherman, you can ask D13. I never followed through on doing what they asked me to do, and I ignored most of their requests. And they just said it would be good because I think they trust you. So I agreed, but I will never vote. I'll never initiate anything. And I will only, if there's ever a disagreement between Fisherman and D13 about the rewards vault, then I will just do what the community wants. Okay? You understand? Devin is very much alive. I will continue to have fun with it. I'm rooting for Coop. It's my favorite football team. It's my favorite ASA football team. Of course it is. My face is on the logo. It celebrates a very fun time, a renaissance of sorts for me, having fun again in this space. That's what it represents. It's not an opportunity for me to get rich. It never has been. That's not the easiest thing in the world for me, to watch KoopCoin make other people a lot of money and make me next to nothing. Being honest, it's not. So you can look to me for fun on KoopCoin, and that's it. I'm rooting for you, Coop. I hope you win the stupid community thing. So some whales step up and dominate these dogs. Put these bitches in, get these bitches in heat, and then put them in check. You know what I'm saying? Get the bitches in heat, put them in check. You know what I'm saying? They're all excited. They're going to win them all. But then some mustachioed freaking behemoth comes in and just puts it on the table and says, nope, KoopCoin to the moon. I hope that happens. All right. Polka Gold has been very clear that they are a team full of Algorand whales and polka dot whales. Now, it does not take a whole lot of speculation or a whole lot of imagination to wonder who could potentially be the polka dot and Algorand whale that would be the most effective at pumping liquidity into the Algorand ecosystem and potentially sucking some of that out. Algorand has no borders, folks. More on the cabal on Patreon. Algorand is promoting a borderless economy. Do you guys understand? Finance without borders. Anyways, let's look at what's going on with Hedera Hashgraph and Algorand. Okay, what does Eleanor say? Hi, Ellie. What's up, Ellie? New Vanguard Group, the world's second largest asset manager behind BlackRock, is reported blocking its customers. Okay, we already knew that. We already talked about that. Okay, Ellie, sweet Auntie Ellie. She seems nice, though. She's doing a good job. Not going to lie about that. She's invited on the show. Speaking of Fisherman, 13 minutes ago, he tweeted about NF domains. Features are important, but they must be built on a sound economic and governance structure and be inclusive to more than just Algorand users. We want NFTs to be around forever as a freestanding decentralized protocol, and this is just the first step in making that possible. We've been working on some big changes to the NFT protocol and platform. Read our plans for 2024. Let's read it. Big fan of NFTs. Patrick is a passionate Algorand account. He will fight with you about Algorand because he cares about it and he cares about what he believes is the truth. And so will Fisherman, another outstanding participant in the Algorand ecosystem. NF Domains is a fantastic project built solely on Algorand as it is right now. And they are solving problem after problem. They are creating excitement, and they're also providing ways for people to do airdrops in much easier ways. NF Domains is fantastic. If you don't own an NF domain, what are you doing? You do not Algorand if you do not own an NF domain, okay? So I hope AJ's got AJ.algo. I hope Frugal has Frugal.algo. I'm sure these people do. They deserve it, and they should have it. We need LehmanBear.algo. Lehman.algo. Where's it at? Lehman. We are committed to making the NFT protocol sustainable, interoperable, and decentralized. In pursuit of this vision for 2024 and beyond, we're planning some significant changes. Direct and permissionless minting. Minting directly from the registry contract will be possible without transaction lab needed to be involved. That's cool. Flexible royalties on secondary sales. We will not enforce royalties in the contracts for secondary sales, leaving the fee decision to clients. Yearly renewals, transitioning from a one-time purchase to yearly renewals to establish a sustainable economic model. Current owners will receive a credit in years based on the amount originally spent. Okay. How do you guys feel about that? One of the cool things about owning an NF domain is that you owned the NF domain, but now it looks like we're renting what we thought we owned. Are you guys okay with that? I'm okay with it if it means that they can continue to exist. But are you guys okay with that? Direct messaging, group chat, and push notification, a communication network and notification system based around NFTs. Authentication and onboarding, a new authentication and onboarding flow to allow more cross-chain users to benefit from NFTs. And then decentralized governance, developing a governance system where voting power is derived from NFT ownership, not tokens. Awesome. So if the original cost was $300, I'm confused. Oh, I see. For instance, John.algo, a 4-letter NFT bought for $300 will now cost $20 yearly, giving the owner 15 years credit. So these are, okay. All right. Well, you know, these companies need to continue to exist, and they're doing huge things and they're working hard on it. So, you know, they got to pay somebody. Somebody's got to pay them. So good for them for figuring out how to be sustainable. I don't expect that this is going to be just a one-sided, oh, don't worry about it, we love you, just whatever it takes to keep you around, because, you know, people did buy these things thinking that they were theirs. And now you're saying that they're not. So I imagine there will be pushback on that. But like I said, I'm supportive of these guys, and I think that they need to continue to exist. So there we go. Let's go back to Twitter. Let's find what we were headed for. Well, there you go. The first comment from 12 minutes ago, LOLK. Always been a fan of NFT, but I'll let every NFT I own expire and never buy another. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's going to be what they're going to have to. I'm not gonna lead a charge against NF domains about this. I'm just not going to do it. But I mean, I definitely understand that sentiment. Merrill Lynch also currently not allowing their customers access to BTC spot ETFs. So the gatekeepers are at the gates, folks. These raccoons. What? These raccoons equal land. What is he talking about? Oh man. Yeah. Guys. Yeah, I mean what we're talking about here. All right, there's Johnny Wood. Decentralized key recovery is a massive missing link in the journey. So what happened? I mean, is this what the hell is it called? Doug's thing? Did they buy the technology from Doug? I mean,
a founding member of this alliance is because the way the team under Lehman's leadership have built this thing is true to the value proposition of crypto broadly. And so it's built agnostic to any chain. It's not leveraging things that are Hedera specific or that are Algorand specific or Cardano specific. It's using best-in-class cryptography because the engineers that are working on it are the industry's best. And on top of that, the execution of the protocol, the actual implementation, again, is true to the value proposition of what we're trying to do. And so it's great if, a lot of protocols are put out there and they look great on the tin, but under the hood, there's some kind of concession where they are centralized in some kind of way. There's some person you trust, some entity you trust. The wonderful thing about this, the decentralized recovery of keys, is that it's true to the thesis of crypto. You don't have to trust anyone. You can be sure that if you lose access to that valuable key material, that you can recover it. And all the while, we're making sure that it's as open a standard as possible, that other members from the broader industry can come in, influence, and hopefully adopt. And I think that that is the killer app. I think the fact that this thing is not, Hedera specific, Algorand specific, or any other chain, it's nonpartisan. And by that, we're hoping for the first time that we'll see broad uptake across the industry.
well, okay. I mean, so this is some technology that they built, I guess, at Swirlds or wherever, and the Algorand Foundation is a fan of it, and they want to help bring that along. Obviously, we need to figure out more details. Obviously, we need to find out more details about how it is decentralized. Obviously, I need to find out more details. Maybe not we, maybe you guys have already done that, but I haven't looked into it much. But key recovery is a dicey thing. You saw what key recovery, the Ledger proposal did to the sentiment around Ledger. So people are definitely skeptical of the decentralized and permissionless, and not. So we'll see. We'll see more about that. I'm excited to learn more about it, though.
One
Oh my God. What? Okay. Which ones do they all right. Well, I'm sure this NF domains topic will come up on the Algo Foundry chat. Launch alert: lending pools are now live at Tiny Man with Folks Finance and Wormhole Crypto. So Wormhole BTC, Wormhole ETH, Algo Algo, USDC USDT, Algo USDC. Lots of rewards for those lending pools on Tiny Man. So Folks Finance, Impact, and now Folks Finance and Tiny Man. Oh yeah, guys, this is a brutal bomb that NF Domains dropped on the community. I knew. I mean, I had no idea about that news. I read it in real time, and I certainly could anticipate that. WinCoop, yeah, WinCoop, Folks Finance. I'm sure you're dying for it. Prepare to be scared. Prepare to be scared. Disease X. Okay. All right, guys. I'm just scrolling my timeline. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at you guys right now. Okay. Baby Grok coin, 100x on KuCoin. Yay. Yay. Sweener was used as a villain. That's mean. LOL. No, I'm the trainer. It's cool. He's like, no, I'm the trainer. Sure. Opal's roadmap is to move MFTs off Algo by Q2. I have the all-time high score for beating the crap out of Swenner in offense training. Thoughts on Meld Gold, Silver? I hold some gold. I mentioned it yesterday. The Meld Gold and Silver, Michael Cotton, who is behind Meld, is a longtime member of the Algorand community and one of the most respected gold custodians in Australia. So they're certainly legit. Wait. Chris says, wait, what? You're Devin? Governor's hat. Luckily, I only hold Opals, no Badoot-doos. Coop, what's up, outsider? Coop, you are not sharing. I know, there you go. Looking good, Coop. Thank you, Headline. By the way, Headline is one of the original supporters of the ReCoop. When I was even smaller than I am now, they were there supporting me and having some fun at some of these conferences as well. I think we won World Renowned. Did we win? I think we won. All right, everybody. Hey, make sure you tune in about 10 minutes or 7 minutes, frankly, to the Algo Foundry X space where me, Kevin, and everybody else is going to be talking about NF domains probably, and HBAR, and what mALGO may be. I don't know. I'm going to ask Kevin about mALGO, how that's going as well. We're going to talk about the whole thing. It'll be a great space where we talk about many different things. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time when I'll be joined by Jonty K and Kevin from Algo